based farms na project ng Mayor's Office ni Mayor Joy Belmonte since nung nag-pandemic. But the people here, they do farming na nung dumating kami. Pero syempre, after po kasi nung bagyo na Ulysses, di ba? Ito ang tubig nila o ang baha ay umabot ng hanggang yan yung green yan, yung green gasa nga siya. So, after that, si Mayor gusto niya in-assess niya kung ano yung pwede tulong dito sa lugar na to. Since ang farming ang kanilang kinabubuhay, but that's the only space na ginagamit nila before. And this is all basurahan because of wind and baha. Naiwan ng baha. So, timing na si DAR, Department of Agrarian Reform, naghahanap sila ng partnership with us para matulungan din sila nila in terms of technology. So, ito yung aming napili. So, since then, kasi yung mga tao naman dito ay nung start, they only for 30 to 40 people, families. Then now, nasa 100 plus na po kayo, no? 104 families. So, ang maganda po rito, before, may kanya-kanya silang buhay. But because of this urban farming, parang na-unite sila. Ito ay ginawa namin para i-augment lang. Yung during pandemic, di ba nawalan lahat ng trabaho. So, ito lang yung pinakatulong ni Mayor sa kanila, yung bigyan sila ng kabubuhay, bigyan sila ng pagkain. So, naging masasabi namin natin na naging successful naman sila. Pinadalaw na ng mga iba't ibang local visitors, just like you, international visitors. So, open naman to for public. Every time na meron silang mga harvest, yung mga communities sa paligid, dito rin sila bumibili. And kapag meron po silang mga harvest na malalaki, large scale na, meron na silang mga pinagbibigyan na sa mga talipapa sa paligid. Kasi marami po dito mga talipapa, marami dito mga nagbibigyan ng bigay. So dito na silang mahanap. Okay? Pero aside from this, meron po
I'm Eric Deng. Our restaurant is called Mango Tree. We also have another restaurant called Genki Sushi. We're also part of a group called Rest of PH, which is Restaurant Owners Association of the Philippines. And we've always felt that we need to connect restaurants and farm-to-table experience. And the shorter we can keep that distance, which we call food miles, if we can keep low food miles, then we can always have fresh produce for our restaurant. So from harvest to service within the day. We feel that farms like this, which was started by Mayor Belmonte of Quezon City, should be a model for a lot of other cities or towns. Have these small pocket farms that can be sustainable, that can help the local economy, that can help the restaurant industry, and help the consumer. And first time I visited this farm was last year. We've always said we wanted to do something to promote this farm-to-table experience. This is one of those sustainable practices that I hope other restaurants in the Philippines will take to. Instead of relying on foreign produce, we can just look around our backyard. There are so many things that we can actually harvest put on our plates. We also invited two of our Thai chefs from Thailand, of course, and we wanted to show them what is possible in farms like this, and not just think traditionally with what we can do with our traditional menu, but to look at local produce and create something new and still present it with our mango tree quality. So in the next few days, we're inviting friends to come to our restaurant at the City of Dreams and to try for them to understand what it means to have a low food mile farm to table experience. And I hope our advocacy, if you want to call it, our advocacy can become successful. But we realize, this is a slow burn process, and eventually I hope there are a lot other restaurants who will follow our proposal and bring more local produce to their table. For example, here we can get okra, we can get talbos and kamote. I mean, when I look around, there are Philippine dish, kangkong, there are alugbate. So anything that they grow here, I want to come every now and then and see what directions they have. So even their bananas, I just tasted some today, they're quite good. So why not just buy food stuff for a restaurant? Why not do that and still have a community like this one? This area was flooded by Typhoon Ulysses some time back, and this whole place was flooded. Some of those branches before we saw some sacks because the water was that high. Easily it's about 15-20 feet high. So this is one way where we can work together between restaurant, business, consumers, and our community. I don't see any harm in fostering more relationship between the farming community and the restaurant community. As far as concerned, it's a very diverse industry. The ecosystem is not enough yet to support the local restaurants. That's why a lot of our produce are actually imported back. So that's what we're trying to do. Let's look at local alternatives before we look at automatic importation of things we want. So the farms we also support, some are in Benguet, the highland vegetable farmers, highland rice farmers. We also do this with other farming groups and cooperatives. And we also work with the Department of Agriculture, where they point us to certain farming communities that can use a lot more consumption of the produce. We always have this, sadly, thinking that just because it's Philippine product, it's not good quality. That shouldn't be the case. This is Philippine quality, and we should be proud about this because this is the vegetables that grow out of this land. And you can pump a lot of fertilizer and chemicals to make vegetables better, but is that really what we want? In the end, we want natural, we want sustainable, and we want something that doesn't harm the environment. So I like what I see here. Their practices is very much about sustainability and preservation of the natural state of the environment. It's going up. This is one way to try to balance things out. This is one way where it's not necessarily the lowest price because the volume is not high. Of course, if you have a high volume producer, the cost will be a lot lower. But as far as we're concerned, we want to balance things out. Where we can buy from local farms like this, we will support that. But where we need to buy from larger scale, we also need to do that. So there's room for everyone. We need more farms like this. We need more productive use of land like this for consumption. So not just them producing what they can produce, we also want to give them ideas what we need. And if they can try and grow it here and we can buy it from them, fine. Recently I was amazed at a product called a purple potato, and they didn't know how to sell that. And I said, if we can get restaurants to have like a whole month promoting purple potato, then you would have the incentive to plant more purple potatoes. But sometimes the production scale is so low that they can't even sustain one restaurant's consumption. So I'm hoping that as restaurants continue to grow, and we will grow very fast within the next few years due to stifled restaurant growth in the last 2 years of the pandemic. We're hoping that the faster growth rate of the restaurant industry would foster a higher demand for local produce.